Hi everyone and welcome to arguably the most important comparison video between Sweden and Taiwan, and that is the video about my Swedish house versus my Taiwanese apartment. And before you stop watching this because you think there will already be an obvious winner, in the end of this video I will actually go over a few downsides of having your own house here in the middle of the Swedish countryside. So please do continue watching to the end of this video, because I think that these consequences of living in your own house might actually shock you, and it's something I guarantee you that you have never ever even considered living in a Taiwanese apartment. But first things first, and I think the biggest difference between a Swedish house and a Taiwanese apartment is just the overall size. I don't know if you can see me all the way from over there, but just the enormous size of the Swedish houses in general, although I do admit that our countryside house might be a little bit on the extreme end. But just in general, the Swedish houses and the Swedish apartments are just a lot bigger. So you will have more space to invite some friends over and, of course, treat them some food when they come visit like a true Swede. And you also, of course, have a lot more space to just do whatever you want. But there are actually at least a few downsides to this as well. It literally takes us hours every time we want to cut the grass, and our post box is literally hundreds of meters down the road. So yeah, it is a very nice morning exercise 2-3 days per week when we go down to get the post, just because we live so far out in the countryside, so we don't even actually get mail every single day. And then the next thing is just how incredibly quiet it is here in Sweden compared to in the middle of Taipei. Here out in the middle of the forest, you literally cannot hear anything except the hundreds of animals across the lake, up in the sky, or maybe some insects and birds just flying around everywhere. Whereas in Taipei, you literally have scooters 24/7, and the walls are just so thin in a Taiwanese apartment, so I can literally hear the door opens at 7-Eleven when I am trying to get to sleep, even in the middle of the night in the middle of Taipei. And out here it's actually so quiet, so sometimes if the wind is in the right direction, you can actually hear the train passing by on the other side of the forest, literally 2 kilometers away, which is just absurd. So needless to say, living out here in the Swedish countryside will just make you relax so much better, and also make you sleep a lot better as well. But of course, the biggest reason for my great sleep here in Sweden is, of course, the bed itself. And you cannot sleep in a European house without using a European mattress, which is why I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Emma. And you have honestly no idea how much I need a new mattress here in my Swedish house. Turns out that my old bedroom now is the cat's bedroom. So after a few days of mediocre sleep in the cat's bed, actually super happy that I managed to kick out the cats and then take over and take back my old bedroom with the help of this Emma double bed mattress. It's actually super easy to unpack the Emma mattress. It's almost just like snapping your fingers and it's all ready for you. The only tool you actually need is the included cutter that you will use for the plastic. So after cutting it open and putting on the cover, all you have to do is just to wait 5 hours for the mattress to expand properly, and then you can start to have a great night's sleep. Just make sure not to put the cutter on top of the bed before you put on the mattress, so you have to spend 5 minutes looking for the cutter in order to open up the plastic, and you'll be good to go. I know that for any Taiwanese watching, you will under no circumstances bring any kind of drinks or foods into the bed. But if you are a messy Swede, it's not uncommon that you will have both chips and maybe even a drink at night in bed before going to sleep. We have a glass of water here on the bed, and now we're gonna ask my mom to assist, actually go and lay down and then roll around in bed like she usually do before actually going to sleep. To be honest, I'm not sure why I was so nervous, even if we would have spilled something. This top cover is actually 100% removable and washable, and then the top layers of the actual mattress will focus on regulating the temperature and absorb any sweat, whereas the bottom 2 layers will focus on keeping both you and any drink you might bring with you into bed stable and comfortable throughout the entire night. For now, I will stay here, put on some sheets and some pillows on this bed as well, and then future Lukas will make sure to continue with this video. And then the next big difference between living in a Swedish 2-floor house and a Taiwanese apartment is the fact that you actually have 2 floors in your house. Now obviously every Swedish house will be decorated very differently, but in our case we're using the 2nd floor as our living room, as our TV room, when we come here to sit down in the chairs and just watch some TV, just relax a little bit, if the chairs are available of course. And I have to admit, this was not something I realized when I was living here growing up. But now coming back, I am realizing that we spend most of our time on the first floor, where we have the kitchen, the office where I'm editing my YouTube videos, and we're basically doing everything on the first floor. I'm realizing it now that at the end of the day, when we are slowly getting ready for bed, we actually would go upstairs for the first time during the entire day. Actually makes you start to just relaxing a lot more just by being up here. I guess that my brain is actually starting to associate just being on the second floor with now it's soon time to go to bed. So I will actually relax, calm down, slow down a little bit, and just put you in this relaxing mode. Just have to be careful so you don't do like our cat here and fall asleep here in the living room. But to his defense, I actually kicked him out of his bedroom earlier in this video. So I guess it's okay if you sleep here for a few more weeks before I come back home to Taiwan. Now, I think it is quite obvious that I absolutely love this Swedish house, but as I said in the beginning of this video, there are actually a lot of things that comes with living in your own house here in Sweden that you absolutely have no idea about if you do live in an apartment in Taiwan. For example, the number one thing I absolutely hated growing up here was that if there was a thunder or some lightning strikes in the area, you actually have to unplug every single cord of electronics, which means that you cannot play video games or even watching TV if there is thunder in the area, just because houses in Sweden in general don't have these lightning rods, which are usually on top of, I think, every apartment building in Taiwan. But then also, as I grew older, I also realized that with great houses comes great responsibility. For example, my parents literally spend hours every single week just cutting the lawn and cutting the grass here. And then of course we have all different kinds of maintenance when it comes to, for example, the house, the barn. Then we have tons of other plants, trees, flowers, bushes, you name it. And don't even get me started in case something will break here on the house. For example, a bird might just for some reason fly through a window, or for example during the winter, if it gets really cold, the water in the pipes will then freeze, and if water freezes it turns to ice, which expands, which might actually even break the pipes. All of that, if you live in an apartment, you have someone taking care of that. But if you live in your own Swedish house, you have to take care of all this shit by yourself. And as if that was not enough, we literally have to take care of our own shit if you live here in a Swedish house. So once per year we actually have this truck come here and literally suck up everything that we have disposed of throughout the year and then bring it somewhere that way. So although most of the time it's absolutely amazing living here in your own house in Sweden, it's not always as easy as it first seems to be. But again, something that is super easy, regardless if you live in Sweden or in an apartment in Taiwan, is to order and install an Emma mattress. Again, the only thing you will need in order to install this mattress is this cutter they actually include in the package. And if you happen to live in Taiwan, you will actually get free home delivery, so you will be able to get your own Emma mattress without breaking any sweat at all. But if you for some other reason would start to sweat anyway, just rest assured that the sweat will actually be absorbed and then evaporate, all thanks to the technology in this mattress. And speaking about 100% sweat free, the Emma mattress actually comes with a 100-night sleep guarantee, which means that you can actually try this mattress in your own home, in your own bed for 100 nights. And if you for some reason is not 100% satisfied, you can of course return this mattress, get all your money back, and returning this mattress is also 100% free as well. So you absolutely don't have to worry at all. But although my 100 days has not yet passed it, I can already tell you that I will definitely not be returning this mattress, and I definitely understand why this mattress has won awards in over 30 countries, including Sweden, where it actually was the best in test by the Swedish independent test publication Testfakta, where it actually outperformed mattresses twice the price. And this mattress of course also comes in all different kinds of sizes. But as you can see, this particular bed is huge. This one is 180 times 200 centimeters, which in Europe is called king size. In Taiwan it's very similar to the Töda Schwangren size, but to Lukas Engström, it's just right. Right now on their website, Emma actually also has a bundle discount, so you can actually get up to 35% off. And if you use my personal coupon code or the link down in the description, you will actually get an additional 10% off as well. And then you can actually try this mattress by yourself in your own house, and then you hopefully will realize why this is the best bed I've ever had. And although I had a lot more things I wanted to talk about in this video, since I'm now already ready for bed and I'm already in bed, I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy actually. So I think that all these things have to wait for a future video. So if that is something that you want to see, please do remember to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button to show your support. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both.